What's going on, Miami Dolphin fans? Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports, and on today's show, we're going to talk about some Dolphins rumors around a trending topic on the internet, and it involves running back Malcolm Brown. For those of you that do not know, the Rams starting running back Cam Akers tore his Achilles this week, and he is going to miss the entire season. Now, some of you are like, wait a minute, Mitch, how does this impact the Miami Dolphins? Well, a popular topic that's been brought up on Twitter, been brought up on Instagram, has been the idea around shipping running back Malcolm Brown back to the Los Angeles Rams in a trade. So I saw this. I was like, all right, I'm going to get my 2 cents on it. I have a trade idea coming up here in just a little bit. The reason why this might make some sense for the Los Angeles Rams, let's face it, they're in all-in mode right now. They made a trade for Matthew Stafford. This is a team that still wants to be able to run the football, and the running backs they have on their team right now aren't looking too great. So maybe this organization wants to go to a back that knows the system, knows what it takes to succeed on that team, because that's where he spent the first 6 years and his entire career with the Rams. So last season, 101 carries, 419 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's only 28 years old, a little bit of a bigger back. Get it out, Mitch. But when you look at this depth chart here, I still would say that I actually think he's probably the best back on this depth chart with the injury to Akers. Now, I like Henderson. I liked him when he first came out of Memphis. I just don't know if he has the body to really be able to handle a full workload. Xavier Jones, no disrespect to him, who the hell is that? And then all the other running backs on that team, they are just bodies. So they are definitely looking for another running back. So here's the question I'm going to hit you guys with, and I want you to be the GM. And you know what? I'm actually going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. So should the Dolphins trade Brown back to the Rams? I want you to give me a Y for yes or N for no. So while you're getting hit with that YouTube ad break, scroll on down and let me know. Sure, why not? If you can get extra draft capital for your second-string running back, a back that you don't even know if it fits into your system, and I'm going to go back to the whole Matt Breida, Jordan Howard situation where last season this team decided to bring in 2 running backs. Neither of those backs worked, and I guarantee you this, if I asked any fan out there, I'd be like, could you get a draft pick for either of those 2 guys? You would have said absolutely. And then you got to go ahead and look at the money that they're going to go ahead and save. $1.55 million. That's a lot of money. Now, is it a whole bunch of money? No, but there's some running backs out there on the market, which we'll get to in a sec, that you could potentially throw that money at. Sure, it's going to be a $200,000 dead cap hit, but in terms of NFL dollars, I mean, come on, it's really just pennies. So in terms of what Brown has been able to do, you're going to look at some of these numbers here. This is his past 5 seasons. Again, he has spent his first 6 years with the Rams. What I really want you to be able to look at here is how much of an improvement he's made from 2019 to 2020. 10 total touchdowns over the last 2 years, and coming off a career high, 101 carries, 419 yards. Now we're going to go to the receiving side. Not that he's a receiving running back, but the one thing that I really want to point out here from 2019 to 2020, confidence. And I'm talking about the confidence that Sean McVay had, giving him 33 targets, letting him catch the football a little bit more. The reason why that's important is because right now the Rams, they don't want to panic, and they want to be able to find a running back that they are confident in. I believe Brown could definitely be an option. But anytime you talk about a trade, you have to talk about the draft picks, right? Because I hate when I see on, I don't know, Twitter or whatever, whoever the hell is going to make an article about a trade, and then they include a pick, and I'm like, well, they don't even have that pick. Especially when you talk about the Rams, the fact that this team's in all-in mode right now, you could potentially see them give up a day 3 pick for a running back exactly like Malcolm Brown. So before I give you guys my trade idea, and I'm going to ask you, hey, who do you think wins this trade? Because that's what we do here at Chat Sports. I want you to take a second. Okay, look underneath the video, and I want you to subscribe. It's that button that literally is a big old red button. You can go ahead and click that. That way you guys can stay up to date on everything going on around the Miami Dolphins. And if you like today's video, which was a little bit of a different spin, some extra analysis, it's just another reason to subscribe. So here's my trade idea. The Miami Dolphins get a 2022 5th-round pick. The Rams get Malcolm Brown, running back to his original team. So what I want you guys to do right now is take a second look at this trade, and then go down in the comments and let me know, who do y'all think wins this trade? If you believe it's the Miami Dolphins getting that 2022 5th-round pick, I want you to go ahead and type D for Dolphins. If you think it's going to be the Rams, I want you to go ahead and type R for Rams. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I think the Dolphins win this trade kind of easily. Not because Malcolm Brown's not a good running back, but he's a second-string running back, and I'd honestly probably even settle for a 6th-round pick. The reason why I went ahead and did a 5th-round pick is because if the Rams are in a situation where they feel like that they need a guy, they've shown that they are not afraid to go ahead and overpay. So a 5th, 6th round pick, I would go ahead and do it if I was Miami. But if you go ahead and do that, man, then you have to think about some other moves going forward. But one thing that the Dolphins have also shown why I think this trade makes some sense, they're trying to get a lot of draft capital. And they've done probably better than any NFL team, I'll say, over the last 2, maybe 3 years. This is going to give them 6 day 3 picks. Not that day 3 picks are super important. Again, day 3 picks are around 4, 5, 6, and 7. But you could maybe take a few of those picks and then trade up to maybe get some extra picks going forward. So, something to think about. Another thing that I want every single person to think about is this. Like, we do a lot of different stuff here at Chat Sports, and I don't know what my role is going to be for our NBA draft coverage, but I do know this. We're going to be the #1 most watched NBA draft coverage on YouTube. I don't want you to miss it, so go ahead and subscribe to our Chat Sports channel, which we just crossed 250,000 subs. That's pretty wild. You can see the link below, youtube.com/chatsportstv. I've been told I might be the hype drinking man the entire show. Also, I always release my NBA pronunciation guide because, for whatever reason, last names in the NBA give me a lot of problems. All right, y'all, so the next thing going to be coming up here is around free agent running backs, and the reason why we're going to get into that is because if you move on from Malcolm Brown, you have to go out and sign a running back. Sure, there's going to be some people out there like, well, you could also trade for one, of course, but in the sense of this video, going out and signing a running back is a little bit easier to do. So coming up here, I'm going to get into my top 10 free agent running backs or some maybe potential Malcolm Brown replacements if the Dolphins do decide to go ahead and move on. And I just want to give you a warning. The rankings that you are about to see are based on if the Dolphins move on from Malcolm Brown. These rankings are not based on how I view the running back situation right now. So at #1, if Miami decides to move on from Brown in a trade, I'm going to go with Adrian Peterson, a veteran running back who's going to be able to work between the tackles. That's what the Dolphins want in Brown, to work between the tackles. So why not go out and get a veteran who, I'll tell you what, man, I've been very impressed by his ability to stay healthy and still be able to run at a halfway decent value. Next running back coming up here is Duke Johnson. If this was just based on which running back do I think overall could help the Dolphins offense the most right now, I might actually go ahead and say Duke. He's not the best between the tackle running back, but he's the best pass-catching running back on this list. #3 here is probably the biggest name. It's Todd Gurley, coming off another year where he has a lot of touchdowns, 9. The issue with him is this, like, he's got that knee injury. You can definitely tell that he's lost a step, and if we're talking about running backs that should go back to the Rams, maybe Todd Gurley should just go back there. The issue is, and all the reports are, that the fallout wasn't all that great. At #4, a name that I've brought up here multiple times on this Dolphin show, it's Le'Veon Bell. If you want to kick the tires on him, go ahead. It could be an option. You know that he can run. You know that he can pass at a halfway decent rate. But compared to those other 3 options, I just don't know if that's the route I personally would go. So what do we do here at Chat Sports? We ask the questions, and Producer Sam, he's an OU grad, getting on me because I'm kind of with him. Maybe you should go ahead and type AD because it is all day, but if you got to pick a running back to sign, let me know which one out of these 4 you're going to go with. Would you go with Todd Gurley? Type TG. Maybe it's Duke Johnson, DJ, Le'Veon Bell, LB. If you don't want any of these running backs, maybe you're going to find somebody else who you like coming up right now. So now what you guys are going to see is my final 6 top free agent running backs. DeAndre Washington would be a player that I at least kick the tires on because the Dolphins decided to bring him in last season when Matt Breida, Jordan Howard was just an absolute disaster. LeSean McCoy, another veteran running back. Devonta Freeman, another guy who's got some injuries but can do a few different things. I think he would be a interesting fit in this offense. And then my final 3 guys. I am just going here with some pass-catching running backs. Dion Lewis, Chris Thompson, TJ Yeldon. Not really guys that I want to be too reliant running between the tackles, but they are guys that I know that can go ahead and catch the football. If you made it this far in the video and you still don't like any of my free agent running backs, please let me know down in the comments a running back that all Dolphins fans should keep in mind.